Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Unfiltered News from the Reality Zone, compiled by G. Edward Griffin for the week of October 8th through 14th of 2011. The comic strip, as you can see, is "That's not what your country can do for you because we're broke." And that is so true. Now to the headlines for this week that you may have missed. Wall Street occupiers violently clashed with police and confronted Mayor Bloomberg at a restaurant last night to oppose the cleaning of the Zuccotti Park, currently used as a tent encampment protest area. The cleanup was viewed as an eviction notice. The cleanup has been postponed. Good news. Daily Mail, October 14th. Company that makes in-car device that allows cars to pay road tolls without stopping at toll booths has applied for a patent to expand the capabilities of their existing device. They plan to transmit pictures to government agencies showing passengers and places where the car is located at any time. Millions of Americans already have Easy Pass transponders on their vehicles. MSNBC, October 14th. U.S. Enemy Expropriation Act is introduced in Congress that would revoke citizenship from any American who opposes or supports terrorism. Almost any opposition to government policies now can be defined as support of terrorism. This will make it easier to avoid legal constraints for government-authorized assassinations of U.S. citizens. AFP, October 13th. Remember, they started this with al-Awlaki, and now they're moving on to you and me. The Pentagon says that although it can account for the money it receives, it does not know how it was spent. Very unlikely story indeed. The military knows where every dollar has been spent, but would rather pretend to be incompetent than reveal the truth. MSNBC, October 13th. U.S. presidential candidate Herman Cain has proposed what he calls the 999 tax reform. It is a flat tax, except it is broken into 3 new taxes of 9% each. The attraction is that it is supposed to replace income tax, which would be good. But no one really expects that to happen. That part is bait to get people to support the new tier tax on top of the old CGE or G.E. Griffin's The Perfect Tax. For more complete analysis, MSNBC, October 13th. And it was actually based on a video game. His 999 comes from a video game called Sim City, where it's a simulated city, and that was opposed in that, and they're wondering if he got that from there. If you really want to know my idea of this, my idea is a 000 tax for anyone who makes under $3 million. Everyone. The poor would benefit, the middle class would benefit, and small businesses would blossom. And it would also, by doing that, control the mega corporation control freak umbrella corporation that actually runs the entire planet. And it's up to the people to enforce it. Next. Herman Cain's 999 tax plan is a ripoff of the Sim City video game. A matter of fact, there it is. Accused underwear bomber Farouk Abdul-Matalab, don't know if I pronounced that correctly, pleads guilty to all 8 charges against him. This is a complete reversal of his previous resolve to plead not guilty and call credible witnesses to prove it. Many observers believe that this unexpected turnaround could only have been motivated by threats or offers of protection and reward. Prison Planet, October 12th. U.S. Congressman Darrell Issa has issued a subpoena against Eric Holder asking for communications between Department of Justice officials related to the federal gun running program known as Fast and Furious. Fox News, October 12th. Eric Holder's Justice Department plans to sanction Iran based on an unlikely terrorist plot. The alleged terrorist is a naturalized U.S. citizen who many believe was duped by the DEA to play this role. Infowars, October 12th. If I'm kind of messing this up, I'm tired. I've worked a 12-hour shift, and probably why. I just want to get this out. Video, Judge Neapolitano accuses Attorney General Eric Holder, man, I'm tired, of using the so-called Iran terror plot to distract from Holder's recent perjury in the Fast and Furious gun sales program. We think the judge is 100% right, and he is. YouTube, October 11th. Malibu, California is the third U.S. city to ban mercury in dentistry. The EPA has determined that dentistry is the main source of wastewater mercury in major water treatment plants. Really? PR Web 2012. Yes, and if you look up videos on teeth that were taken out of people who had them put in many years ago, and they put it on a spectrogram camera, you can see fumes coming off of the fillings in these jawbones and stuff. It's really amazing. Ron Paul video, highlights from recent GOP debate. Catch Herman Cain lying about his opposition to auditing the Federal Reserve. And he did. He told him that, oh, you're just making that up. I called everyone stupid. Well, he did in such a way. He did say it in such a way that he didn't actually say people were stupid. And then he turned around and said, well, just call them up, and they'll tell you. You're going to trust somebody from the IRS to tell you the truth? Oh, man. VeriSign, the global domain manager of .com and .net internet addresses, seeks power to close down any website if told by the government or quasi-government agency that the site is abusive. Any criticism of politicians or government policies will be called abusive. Count on it. The Register, October 11th. Video, Blackwater, the notorious mercenary company now called XE, has released its own video game which glorifies search and destroy action, serving as recruiting tool for its private killing cores. YouTube, October 11th. Tests show that so-called natural brands of cereal contain significant amounts of genetically engineered material and pesticides. Here's a list of the brands and what was found. Natural News, October 11th. Japan government offers 10,000 free trips to the country to stimulate tourism industry, which has been devastated by the recent nuclear power disaster. Telegraph, October 10th. I think I'll pass. New York Times sues the federal government for refusing to reveal its secret interpretation of the Patriot Act. It is a sad day when the government has to be sued to find out how it interprets a law that everyone must obey. They should be anxious to do so, unless, of course, they have something to hide, as Obama has said when he was being elected. Tech Dirt, October 11th. Bicyclist video. Danny MacAskill does the impossible on the way from Edinburgh to Skye, Scotland. Click to be amazed. Look at the picture. EU now forbids children under 8 from blowing on party whistles and balloons for their safety, of course. If not stopped, collectivists will continue to expand their power over every aspect of our lives until it is total, and it's getting pretty close to that already. No lemonade stands, no this, no that. You can't do this. You gotta bow down, kiss their feet. Anyways, California Governor Jerry Brown signs a bill to allow 12-year-old girls to be injected with the Gardasil HPV vaccine without parental consent or even knowledge. The drug has many dangerous effects. Merck and manufacturer will make millions. We think Brown will also. Kickbacks. October 10th, California nullified federal drug laws by legalizing medical marijuana. Nullification means a state does not recognize federal law when it thinks it is unconstitutional. When this went to the Supreme Court and California lost the case. No surprise there. But then the court decision was also nullified. The federal government now is attempting to close down medical marijuana dispensaries in California to challenge the concept of nullification. Here is the full story. Activist Post, October 10th. California Governor Jerry Brown vetoes a bill to allow industrial hemp farming because he says it would be contrary to federal law. Obviously, the governor is not on the same track as the legislator. Stop the drug war, post October 10th. Video. Ron Paul explains that the assassination of 2 U.S. citizens last week by direction of Obama administration sets the precedent for ignoring the Fifth Amendment and due process. Each successive administration now can expand this power. Take away your rights of freedom of speech. Ron Paul, October 10th. Man, unbelievable. Here's another one. California Governor Brown signs a ban on open carry handguns in California sheriffs in highly populated areas makes it near impossible to get permits for concealed weapons. This virtually negates the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. MSNBC, October 10th. Video. Max Kaiser says the market traders in Chicago who are taunting the protesters may be encouraging violent backlash and that the government would love an excuse to impose martial law. YouTube, October 10th. California Governor Brown again signs a bill for college aid to illegal aliens while California staggers under debt and cuts its funding for the education of American citizens. It finds plenty of money for this. It just depends on priorities and agendas. YouTube, October 8th. 10 Arizona sheriffs call for Attorney General Eric Holder to resign or be fired over the Fast and Furious gun scandal. Stand with Arizona, October 8th. Geoengineering is changing its name to climate remediation in an effort to soft sell the program to the public. This is like the global warming crowd changing its name to climate change for the same reason. But the softer words do not change the reality that both camps are up to very dirty business. Money from you to their pocket. Think Progress, October 8th. Video. What if Chinese troops occupied Texas? This short video is based on Ron Paul's response during a recent debate. Very powerful and suggested that you see this. YouTube, October 8th. Finland vows to care for kids who were damaged by swine flu vaccine. Cases involve narcolepsy, falling asleep, and cataplexy, hallucination, and physical collapse. Meanwhile, Big Pharma and many governments continue to push swine flu vaccines. Very profitable. And it is. AFP posted October 8th. Energy-saving fluorescent light bulbs are dangerous because they contain mercury. Here's advice on how to clean up the debris if one breaks. Contains graphic images of a man's foot after it was cut by broken bulb and infected with mercury. Very serious business and should not use them. Other World, post October 12th. Geography professor says that report about a hole in the ozone layer above the Arctic being caused by industrial emissions are false. Thinning occurs in that area naturally and has nothing to do with humans. Climate Change Dispatch, October 11th. Vaccines are made by growing organisms in tissue of live animals and their excrement. Today's vaccines may contain monkey kidneys, ground up spinal tissue from cadavers, animal pus, and more of the same. Bet they didn't tell you that. Natural News, October 11th. Why in the world are they spraying? A report from Michael Murphy, president of the Coalition Against Geoengineering, regarding what he learned at the American Association for Aerosol Research Conference, all about changing the weather and much more. Unfiltered news. And that's it. That's the news for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Excuse me, I was a little tired, but I kind of wound up at the end here. And I say be good at it, and have a beautiful weekend. From Spellbinder, good day.